Not all Corvettes are created equal. The Corvette is arguably one of the best American sports cars ever made. Great power and great responsibility. But at the same time, the LS9 powered C6 ZR1 is arguably my favorite Corvette ever made. The raw driving experience of the C6 ZR1 is almost unmatched, with the screaming supercharger like a Terminator Cobra and the balance of your favorite supercar. But this one makes nearly 900 wheel horsepower thanks to Kyle Loftis of 1320 Video. So what's it like driving a near 1000 horsepower stick shift ZR1 Corvette? Let's go for a drive and find out. Guys, last year I flew 170,000 miles, and it's very important to have great luggage and also a really great carry-on. And that's why I want to thank Carl Friedrik for sponsoring today's video. Carl Friedrik is a luxury travel and leather goods brand that produces a large range of functional and elegant everyday accessories. And Carl Friedrik was approached by Scuderia AlphaTauri to co-design a suitcase that could keep up with their hectic travel schedule. As you can imagine, Formula One, you gotta have a good bag to travel all over the world. The travel case boasts the same durability and functional features as the carry-on, but has a navy shell and white branded detailing, the signature colors of AlphaTauri. It's got a lightweight polycarbonate shell with premium materials used by top brands, a zipperless aluminum frame, Italian leather detailing, and also silent 360 Japanese Hinomoto spinner wheels. Their full grain vachetta leather is produced by artisans in Tuscany, Italy, who leverage the centuries-old technique of vegetable tanning, making it the perfect building block. And there's actually a 100-day trial, and you'll get a full refund if you decide to return within the first 100 days of purchase. And you have a lifetime warranty, worldwide shipping, and excellent customer support before and after the purchase. So go ahead and click on Friedrik.com/NT2 to get yourself the Carl Friedrik Scuderia AlphaTauri carry-on. Thank you so much to Carl Friedrik for partnering with me on this video. Hello and welcome to Kyle Loftis's sorry, Kyle. 1320 Videos, Corvette ZR1. This car is of legend. It's amazing. And the Corvette C6 ZR1 is arguably my favorite Corvette ever. And let me show you why. Crash course of the Corvette ZR1. This car, when it came out, was $112,000 for a Corvette. You know, the Corvette that was supposed to be the people's sports car of America was not so much the people's sports car of America anymore. However, the drivetrain alone might have been worth it. Now, why do I say this? This is the LS9. It's a supercharged LS platform engine, and what's even better about it, the legendary plexiglass hood. Either people love it or they hate it, because you see the supercharger under the bonnet, and it's just like, it's kind of cheesy, but at the same time, it's kind of charming. Can't really describe it. Basically, the ZR1 has a little bit better hips. The body line is really aggressive, has these aggressive vents in the fender. The logo is this blue ZR1 logo that looks great with the color scheme of the ZR1. Blue and the white on this car is just chef's kiss, right? You also have a heads-up display that looks like it's from 1996, and it's green. Like, you know that green I'm talking about, that faded green that should not be in a $112,000 car, but it works just fine. Another thing too about the C6 Corvette, a lot of people forget that it had a cobalt steering wheel. That's how cheap the interior was. But the ZR1 upgraded a lot of the touch points. Basically, the dash had a little bit better leather, the door cards were a little bit better. The seats though, still weren't the best. They looked nice, but when you got in them, they're not the best. However, you still have one of the best transmissions ever made with a Tremec transmission and an engine that makes power quite literally everywhere. Basically, at any moment, the ZR1 turns on. The first time I ever drove the ZR1 was a Vengeance Racing build. Basically, it was some bolt-ons, made like 700 something wheel horsepower, 40 mile an hour roll. Okay. And it was just such a delight, right? This one makes just a little bit more at 890 wheel horsepower. Now, the Corvette, think about it, when you first get inside, has these big fenders, right? And that's how you kind of gauge where you're looking and where to put the wheels and tires. But the thing about the Corvette is that it's kind of the go-to performance car. You know, if you think about it in America, it has a V8, it makes power really easily. It's overall fairly comfortable for the most part. And the gearing in the Corvettes are so easy to manage, right? When you get into power, you don't have to shift that often. So theoretically, if you're goofing off with someone or you're at the drag strip or anything like that, the ratios have always been pretty spot on to make it a really fun car, but also has a huge advantage over some other ones. Now, the other thing too about the Corvette is the ZR1, to the untrained eye, was just another Corvette. So when people saw it, they'd be like, oh yeah, it's just some guy in a Corvette, and then they just get gapped, right? And they'd be like, I don't know even what happened. Big debate is the Z06 versus the ZR1, because the Z06 is one of the best bang for your buck cars ever of all time, the C6 one. The reason I bring that up is because it had the 7-liter that was naturally aspirated that unfortunately had some valve train issues sometimes, but all in all was a stupid fast car when it came out. You could run 10-second quarter miles with just minor mods in the 85. You have great visibility. You have a great seating position. The clutch is fairly easy, even though it's a little heavy, but it just has a presence to it, right? It has the low. This engine has better injectors, upgraded pulleys. It has exhaust, and at the same time, it has a bigger cam in it, if you didn't figure that out. But all in all, that's it. That's the thing about Corvettes. You don't have to say too much. You don't have to do too much to them. When you go over to the import side of things, which I've done both before you scrutinize me, doing V8s it's a cheat code. I'm gonna be honest with you. The LSs, the Coyotes, all that stuff. If you want to make power fast, I'm not talking about how it makes you feel emotionally, right? I'm not talking about handling and driver feel, even though Corvettes handle pretty good. But V8s are the way to go, especially in America, because the aftermarket support for the Corvette, the Mustangs, all that stuff, it's just so great. Kyle always said this is one of his favorite cars he's ever driven or ever owned, period. He's always been a huge Corvette fan, and I've always understood why. Yep, that's a second gear roll-on from a 20, and it still did that. All right, 3, 2, 1. Say hi.
What's up? Hi.
Dude, this thing's awesome.
You like it?
Oh, it's so great.
I've made like 6 pulls in it since it got rebuilt. So it got dropped off Thursday at like 5.
Well, dude, it feels so solid. Like, it just feels like it just wants it. You know, it doesn't feel like, oh, this doesn't like it here. It just goes.
CT Performance had the car and rebuilt the entire thing pretty much.
No way.
New motor, put all their parts on it, ported everything, ported heads, ported blower. I think they're Toyo RRs.
Well, they're working.
The owner of CT Performance, one of them actually let me borrow his wheels because my wheels bent. So you can use whatever tire you want, he said.
Okay. Excuse me. Uno, dos, tres. This is why so far, you might be able to tell, since how raw the C6 is, it's just a different animal. Like the C7 ZR1 is so fast, but it's so composed because, you know, the engineering is better. My face is being melted. But with this, if you want that raw experience, the C6 ZR1 is so hard to beat. First gear roll on, it's not gonna hook up, but we're gonna try it anyway. Should probably put this up. Second gear goes to like 100. This is ridiculous. ridiculous. Oh yeah, also, ZR1 has some of the biggest brakes GM ever made at the time. I remember seeing it at a car show. Like a normal, boring, you know, when you're like at the automotive show of your local small town. Thing about it is, once you're going in the Corvette, you might spin for a second, but once you're going, you are going. It's not gonna stop until you let out the throttle, and it just keeps pulling. And people always argue between turbos and superchargers. The ZR1 is one of the best arguments that sometimes it just doesn't matter. Basically, supercharged V8, that power comes on instantaneously, and if you're able to put it down, you are long gone before somebody spools right up. Yes! So good. So freaking good. Second gear in this car from a 40-mile-an-hour roll is maybe one of the best car enthusiast moments you can do. But even a ZR1 with bolt-ons is still ridiculous. It's funny to think about back in the day when this was on Top Gear. Jeremy Clarkson at first was like, I don't want to admit that I like a Corvette. I don't want to admit it. And then he's like, finally by the end of it, he's like, I have to have one of these. Never ended up doing it, but would have been funny to see old man Clarkson in a Corvette. I'm telling you, the C6 ZR1, there's nothing like it. There's literally nothing in the world like it. And a lot of people don't like me saying this, but I see this ZR1 as like the spiritual successor to the Terminator Cobra in a lot of ways, because it has that big supercharged V8, it has the Tremec transmission, it has that really dynamic feel and legendary scream to it, and it just rips, dude. It's so fast. I lost my GoPro.
You lost your GoPro?
It fell off the car. The car was so violent, it broke my GoPro. On that note, I'm gonna end this video now because I need to go find it, but thank you so much, Kyle, for letting me rip your Corvette ZR1. Had an amazing time, and on that note, I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I'll see you guys next time. Pray I find this GoPro. Thanks, guys. Just kidding, found it. It's pretty much destroyed a little bit. It'll still work, but the lens is now loose. So this snapped right off.